Call it a piece, not a song. Call it a piece, not a song. Remember, don't call it a song. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today we're listening to Camille Saint-Saëns. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. I'm sorry if it's not. I tried with his song, Peace. I knew I was going to do it. I actually didn't even mean to do that. With his piece, Danse Macabre, which was originally released, let's see if I can find that, originally written in 1874. In our slight detour into classical, I'm trying to extend my antenna just a little bit. And this is one of the pieces that you guys had been recommending a little bit after we listened to Mars. So I figured let's listen to a little bit more. As far as I know, I haven't heard this one, but who knows? So I see here on Wikipedia that Danse Macabre is a tone poem for orchestra. Gotta be honest, I don't know what a tone poem is. Says that it's a piece of orchestral music, usually in a single continuous movement, which illustrates or evokes the content of a poem, short story, novel, painting, landscape, or any other non-musical source. Interesting. So, is there a poem associated with Danse Macabre? This is as ignorant as I can be. Okay, so it does look like there are lyrics, I suppose, or maybe this is the poem. So maybe the piece is instrumental, and this is just the poem that inspired the piece. I don't know, let's just listen to it. You can join me on Twitter, you can join me in the comments down below. You can appease and educate my ignorance. I would love to, because I need to know. I feel like before I go too further down the rabbit hole. Anyways, you can also join me on Twitter in the comments down below if you'd like to support the channel on Patreon. You can do that as well. But for now, let's just listen to this. This is Camille Saint-Saëns with Danse Macabre. Before I continue it, this is the version, because I know that that's important. This is the version played by Leopold Stokowski, just in case you want to know the performance. Okay, let's do it. All right, let me tell you immediately. That to me was like perfect. I loved that. Not trying to pit them against each other, but I even like that more than Mars. Violin was just like I love the drama of it, but I also love how sweet some of those solitary moments were with the violin, for example, at the end or near the beginning. I mean, just the way that it sets mood was so awesome. And because of classical music, I don't really know like stuff. So let me just paint the picture of what I saw personally, right? So Dance Macabre, sure. What I think immediately is Edgar Allan Poe's The Red Death or The Mask of the Red Death, whatever the exact title of it is. You know what I mean? People in a party, they're in their castle. They say, "Hey, we're safe, we're good. And the disease, the plague, isn't going to kill us." And what do you know? A special guest arrives. He's absolutely adorned in crimson. And little do we know, but this is the representation of the plague, death. And, eventually the guests all fall for it, for this stunningly, fashionably costumed guest. And then that's what I see listening to this. I see the setting of looking at this castle, looming, protected, and inside the party as the song kind of like dances and it's so joyful and it's happy. But then there's a little something that sneaks in, and I'll have to listen to the song again to find out exactly what that is. But you can almost hear death, like coming, right? Like barely there. And it doesn't really change the mood of the song at first. But there is sort of an awkward, suspicious feeling behind it, something unnerving in the music. And then little by little, it turns from a joyous party into a fight for survival. As this is all in my mind, by the way. I don't know what the song, I don't know what the piece is trying to represent, but let me right. So little by little, the guests, they begin to fall victim. They begin to dance slower, dance faster. At some points in the piece, it would like increase in pace, especially near the ending, which is like the climax. That's when like the last of the guests are falling to me. As the Red Death just walks across the room, and as he walks across, people just fall to the left and right of him.
But then,
After the momentous climax in the song, it gets quiet. To me, and this is all just visual, I see the one last guest that's hiding in a room, hiding in a corner, hiding somewhere, thinking that they could escape death. And then at the ending of the piece, there's just a little bit of, you guys know what this means. There's just a little bit of that, and that is that last person also falling victim to death, because no one can escape death. That's the story that was playing out in my mind. That was the whole plot. That was the whole kit and caboodle, or whatever you want to call it. Let's actually look into it, though, because, all right, now I'm kind of getting the idea of the tone poem, and let's read that right here, because I do have it right here, which was originally written by Henry Cazalis. Zig, 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 death in cadence, striking with his heel a tune. Death at midnight plays a dance tune, zig, 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 on his violin. The winter wind blows and the night is dark. Moans are heard in the linden trees. Through the gloom white skeletons pass, running and leaping in their shrouds. Zig, 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 each one is frisking. The bones of the dancers are heard to crack. But hissed, of a sudden they quit the round. They push forward, they fly, the cock has crowed. Kind of like the it's morning now, right? Like after the night when, I guess, the skeletons were dancing. After they were dancing, they dance at night, and then morning came, and I guess they're gone. So it looks like, I guess, the skeletons are just dancing, death is dancing, basically. I like the first lines, death in cadence, striking his heel a tune. Striking with his heel a tune. Striking with his heel a tune. Death at midnight plays a dance tune. Interesting. It's almost like Death is dancing on the tune, right? And he's tapping his foot, right? In tempo with the song. He's playing a dance tune. And then the moans are heard as the skeletons walk through, I guess, and they rise maybe from the dead or something like that. I don't know, something like that, but it's basically a night dance, skeletons or something. So maybe like setting-wise and song-wise, it's almost more of like a dancing procession of these skeletons or of these lost souls, like at night, right? Like, I can imagine like a foggy night, you hear some weird noises, you hear some bones are rattling, and this is what you see. But then in the morning, it's all gone, you know? Was it real? Was it not? Who knows? One of the coolest things is how the song begins. The sharpness of that violin. That's brilliant. And then it gets into this nice little groove, right? All right, so when I hear that, especially when the violin initially comes out, that's when I kind of get the idea of the first few lines in the tone poem, right? Death is waking up these skeletons or whatever to begin to dance. And when it moves into this part, now they're rising, right? And they're just beginning to get into the motion. I love that. That is so cool. And reading the tone poem alongside listening to the music, which I'll have to do next time, because I wasn't reading it while I was listening to the piece. I can imagine just how much of a bigger effect it would have now that you have something to kind of visualize yourself off of it. And doesn't this feel so enchanting? Like wickedly enchanting. This feels just as suspenseful, but this is almost like a waltz. Is it a waltz? 1, 2, 3, 1. I don't know. I don't know music. But to me, it's like all the dead have risen and they're all dancing with their partners. And what's that game, Castlevania? There's one enemy in there where it's like ghost partners waltzing. I don't know. I don't really play Castlevania a lot, but I played one, Dawn of Sorrow, I think it was. Whichever one was on the DS. Anyways, that's what I kind of visualize with all this. That's everything. But how brilliant is it, after they have these dramatic parts, I love this violin. To me, this is so romantic. And was that harp in the back, maybe? Some stringed instrument. This is just so gorgeous. I love this so much. Oh, it's just so evil. In the last few seconds, violin, the last survivor. Did he get away? Did he not get away? No, he didn't. That's death right there. Coming for him. Ending life itself. Like the fates cutting the cords. Anyways, that's what I saw listening to this. I would love to know what you guys thought, though. You can join me on Twitter in the comments down below. Hope that you enjoyed this. Hope that you've enjoyed the few classical detours we've taken. Of course, I'll definitely do some more. I just want to, just hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, because I thought that this was great. I think I said all the things I already have to say, so I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.